how soon after taking that first job did you realize that this is probably not something I want to stick with?
Almost right away. So the
Mm,
job was in pricing and reimbursement of pharmaceutical drugs. And so it was a pharmaceutical company has a new drug coming out. What should the price of that drug be? And the way you'd
mm,
go about doing that was you'd call up people who are responsible for purchasing them for hospitals or for insurance plans, and you would kind of interview them and say, well, how much do you think this drug should cost? It wasn't the most data driven process that you could imagine. But there was also many ethical dilemmas about that, as you might
mm.
imagine. And so I did it for less than a year. I got out of there as quickly as I could to go to grad school. It really, the ethical issues with it really weighed on me. And I don't think it would be something I would ever choose to do.
Mm. Well, that raises a good point because sometimes we might find ourselves in a role or a job where we never expected to be in an ethical dilemma or something that we feel is compromising our personal ethics. And that can be a very difficult time because sometimes you're trying to pay the bills, sometimes you're just trying to get food on the table, and you're working in a job that now you feel uncomfortable doing. What advice do you have for those who maybe felt like that?
It's hard for me to answer that because I was in a privileged position that I could go to grad school and get out. So it's not
Yep.
like I had no other alternatives in my life. But I mean, I would say you have to feel good about yourself at the end of the day. And so if you have any option to get out of something that you don't feel ethically right about doing, I think you should take it because I think it's much more important to be able to look yourself in the mirror the next morning than it is to have some paycheck.
Thank you so much for listening to this clip of the Data Talk podcast. To check out the full show or see the full catalog of previous episodes, go to Experian.com/Data Talk.